Hello, welcome back to the channel, and yes, it's the mirror. I have no idea what that was. It is the match reaction from Fulham versus Liverpool, where Liverpool came out in the long run. Yes, we will say in the long run, 2-1 winners. Wow, that was such a boring game if you ask me. I didn't enjoy it whatsoever. Especially, obviously, when it went 1-1. The best bit of football throughout the whole game was Mane's goal. Him and Firmino did very, very well with the 1-2. But other than that, it was very, very sloppy from a lot of players. Passing was sloppy. Tackling was sloppy. Decision-making, sloppy. Yeah, we didn't make it easy for ourselves, but we are Liverpool, and that is what we do. We do it the hard way. So obviously you can see the starting lineup literally what I'm looking right now. So that was the starting lineup. It was pretty much what I thought Klopp would go with. Obviously I personally changed it quite a bit. There was no Naby Keita in the long run at all, and I thought Shaqiri would even at least get a substitute appearance, but he obviously isn't doing it in training and he's not getting in the team. So what are you going to do? I thought I'm going to do this kind of backwards. I'm going to say about the substitutions. Milner was a good one, not to start with, but we definitely needed like a Milner type in there at the time. I thought Origi played really, really well when he came on. He held up the ball well and he drove with the ball and held it up and passed it properly. And yeah, I thought Origi did really, really well. But yeah, we go to the start of the match. Obviously, it was very slow. They did pretty much have everyone behind the ball. When they did get the ball, they just long balled it either out to Babel, who had Trent on toast. Trent on toast, yeah. He did have Trent on toast. And if it wasn't going to Babel, it was going to Mitrovic, and Van Dijk had Mitrovic on toast. Literally, Mitrovic was offside so many times. He didn't win any headers against Van Dijk. He ended up having to come shorter, pretty much near to the centre circle, just to get headers off. Van Dijk absolutely bossed him. I thought Trent had an absolutely awful game. His passing was bad. He looked lackluster. He looked lazy. He looked like, oh, we're just going to win this anyway. His passing was the worst thing for me. His body, his attitude, his body's, what do you call it? Body attitude? No, it's his body signatures, body signs, whatever the hell it is, just looked all like, oh, I'm going to make this pass. Oh. And it's just all very, very lackluster. I know I've used that word, but it really was. And he was very, very disappointing. And they did play very, very thin, Fulham. So obviously Trent and Robbo need to be on it because they're the width for what are provided. Because Salah and Mane do come in a lot. And they did provide the width. On Trent's side, when he did provide the width, his balls were terrible. His touch was pretty bad for most of it. The thing what annoyed me about both of them, to be honest with you, is we get the ball over and players are running into the box. So for me, what you do is you get that in the box. Everyone's running towards the goal. If that hits someone or takes the deflection off of a header or drops just randomly to you, you create goals. But every single time Robbo and Trent got the ball, they cut back onto their weak foot. And they either tried to put the ball in with their weak foot and it did nothing, or they just passed backwards. Hardly any time did they actually just get the ball, one touch out of feet, bang, into the box. Fulham's defence is terrible. That would have caused them problems no matter how the size of us compared to their defence. And that's one thing that really frustrated me. If you go watch the watch along I did in the previous video, obviously it was live streamed, I said a lot about the crossing and things, and it just really annoyed me. So yeah, up the top, Salah, he tried his hardest, but he's trying too hard. It's something I mentioned as well whilst watching it. He needs to go back to the last 10 games of last season after getting all those goals and then not scoring for a while. And then because he was not scoring for a while because he wanted the golden boot. And he tried too hard to score and it wasn't coming naturally, so he wasn't scoring. And in the last 10 games, he just naturally played football once again and smashed it. So that's what Salah needs to get back to doing. He needs to stop trying to score and just play the football that will naturally come. So yeah, he was hot and cold. I thought Firmino, apart from the goal, was very, very poor. Gave the ball away a lot. Yes, his work rate as normal was very, very good. Obviously, Mane, oh, what a player he is. When everyone else isn't playing their greatest, Mane is stepping up. Obviously, I don't want to go too much into individual performances because of the player rating I'll be doing. But yeah, as a whole, the mistake from many players to lead up to the Fulham goal, initially, I'd say it's a bit of all three's fault. I don't think you can blame either of them too much. Obviously, Milner swings a leg at it just randomly. There's no technique to it and slices it. Van Dijk should probably be headering that out for a corner. If he can, maybe a throw. And Alisson needs to pretty much pick what he's doing. Use his hands, use his feet, come out a bit quicker. But obviously Ryan Babel did then score the goal for Fulham. Respect to him, didn't celebrate. He didn't exactly have the best of times at Liverpool. He didn't do a bad thing. I think a lot of fans really liked him as well. And at his age, he is still playing really well. I think he's been one of Fulham's best players since he's joined. I think he is only on loan. But yeah, respect to Ryan Babel. Obviously, Mane got our second, and then the goalkeeper. I have no idea what that Sergio Rico, I think. What was he thinking? The shot comes in from Salah, and it's not the most powerful of shots. It's straight at him, and he catches it, but he does the old goalkeeper, hit it to the ground to take the power off. But there wasn't that much power, and it's kind of like when he was doing it, he either fumbled it to a side or hit something and went sideways, and Mane was there just to swing his leg at it, and it would have gone in. And there is a possibility he'd missed that, but instead the goalkeeper that grabs Mane as he's going to do it and pulls him back, which brings him down. It's a stonewall penalty, but after just really getting into the game, and after they scored, after Babel scored, they actually started to press a little bit and worry us a little bit. But yeah, I to be honest with you, I didn't see us score in the second, and I'm glad. And I didn't. To be fair, I didn't even see a penalty coming. But yeah, I'm very glad that it did. And very, very stupid from the Fulham goalkeeper. He let his team down. They didn't really try to play football, like I say, long balls. But yeah, he let the guys down. I've seen Milner coming on. Was a good decision. Yeah, first couple of minutes he did that silly slice. But other than that, he came on and he did calm it up. He did try and get people to move and pass and move and keep the ball down and actually play how we should play. And obviously when we get given the penalty, there's only one man really who is going to take that penalty. Yes, Salah probably wanted it, but I wouldn't say in his form, because I still think he's playing very, very well, but in his goal scoring form, shall we say, is not the best. He hasn't scored in 6 consecutive games in league and other competitions, I believe. So yeah, Milner, he is the true professional, and if you want anyone to take your free kicks on that team, it is going to be Milner. He sent the goalkeeper down to it, the goalkeeper's right, and Milner went down the middle. And yeah, it was a great penalty. It's probably maybe one of the biggest goals. I know we say this about a lot of goals when we need to win, but it's probably one of the biggest goals that is going to happen in these last 7 games. We really needed that. We needed the win before the international break, and it's only positive now. We can look at the performance like we have done against Everton and Man United and moan, but we're getting results. We're getting away points, which I still think are very, very good points. Yes, it's 4 points dropped, but away points at Man United and Everton are good points. Everton went and beat Chelsea yesterday, so at least we didn't go to Goodison and lose 2-0. But yeah, we needed the 3 points. Milner, calm, collective, and yeah, really, really good from him. And other than that, I don't think Fulham were in the game whatsoever. I can't exactly say that we were running the game, not in the slightest, but a lot of players need to look at that performance, kind of have a rest on the international break. I know that's weird things saying that, but they won't train as much, I don't think, and I doubt a lot of them will get as much gameplay as others. So yeah, I'm really happy with that, and I believe that Salah's not even going with his. I think they let him off to concentrate on the title race. So yeah, really, really interesting one there from Egypt, and respect to him if that is true. But it's really, really positive vibes now, guys, from the last 7 games. We have Ox and Gomez both available straight after the international break for Tottenham. And we could really, if we get that win against Tottenham, that's put us in really positive mood against a good team. Looking forward to playing Chelsea after that because they are on the down. But yeah, we will see, Reds. And let me know what you guys thought of the game down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. And I might even do some England watch-longs, maybe. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching and speak to you later.